Magkasangga, magkakapi, sa hamon ng buhay, di ba magkatino? Ako ang iyong kasawang kaibigan, sa ating kapapapayaan. Magkasangga tayo, magkasangga, magkakapi, magkasangga, magkakapi. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Equilibrium Probiotics. Ito ay ang bagong food supplement na gawa sa mga piling gulay at prutas at dumaan sa isang masuling proseso para mapangalagaan ang iyong kalusugan. Ang Equilibrium Probiotics ay dinisenyo para sa kalusugan ng ating tiyan, tulungan ng pagkuha ng sapat na nutrisyon at ang pagpapalabas sa ating sistema ng mga nakakasirang toxins. Ang Equilibrium Probiotics ay may iba't ibang disenyo at sangkap base sa inyong pangangailangan. Mula sa boost para sa mga bata, fortitude, gusto great, miracle fruit, periwinkle, at ang pinakabago, liver pro. Ang Equilibrium Probiotics ay may pagmamalaki ng produktong gawa sa kanila. Ito ay mabibili sa Dashen, Geta Road, San Sebastian, Phase 3, Binauganan, Tarlac City. At para sa mga malalayong lugar, mabibili din ang produkto ng Equilibrium Probiotics sa Lazada. Ito ay eksklusibong gawa ni Dinang Malu Reyes Nure. Ano pang hinihintay nyo, mga kasangga? Hala, bili na! MSB Kape at Balita sa Umaga. Hatid sa inyo ni Kuya Dong.
Magandang umaga po, mga kasangga, kakampi, kapamilya, kaanak, at kung ano-ano pa. Ito po ang inyong Kuya Dong at samahan na lang po sa ating programang MSB Kape at Balita sa Umaga na maghahatid po sa inyo ng mga daily dose of news sa loob ng mga ganap sa loob at labas ng ating bansa. Pero bago po natin simulan ng ating pagbabalita, ngayon po ay araw ng June 13, Tuesday. May pasok na po. Kahit masama ang panahon, makulimlim ang panahon, pero may pasok. Bago po tayo magpatuloy sa ating pagbabalita, samahan niyo po muna ako sa isang panalangin. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, Espiritu Santo. Amen. Mahal namin lumikha. Maraming salamat sa bagong araw na ipinagkaloob ninyo sa amin. Sa mapayapang gabing lumipas at sa patuloy na pagbuhos ng iyong mga biyaya sa amin at sa aming bayan. Naway ipagkaloob mo pa sa amin ang lakas at tibay ng loob upang mapaglabanan ang kasamaan at manatili po kami sa paggawa ng mabuti sa kapwa at pagsunod sa inyong itinuro tamang landas. Lahat ng gawain namin, inaari namin sa iyong anak na si Jesus, naming Panginoon. Amen. Sa ngalan ng Ama at ng Anak, Espiritu Santo. Amen. And for the summary of our headlines for today, for this morning, topping the news, Mayon begins spewing lava. Fund creation proposed to support local onion farmers. Diesel up by 1 peso 40 centavos, gas higher by 1 peso 20 centavos. That's today. For our global headlines, Pope steadily recovering from surgery, doctors. Trump lawyer, docs were declassified or mementos. Updates on Russian invasion of Ukraine. Summary of our regional updates. Quezon City gets clean audit remark from COA anew. CIDG nabs crime ring boss in Tondo. More ASF cases detected in Negros Occidental. And for sports, Heat's love says it ain't over despite 3-1 deficit versus Denver. Starting off with our headlines. Mayon begins spewing lava. Report by Bella Cariaso to the Philippine Star. Lava flow reaches 1.8 kilometers from Manila, Philippines. Mayon volcano in Albay started an effusive eruption and began spewing lava on Sunday night. The Philippine Institute of Volcanic Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, said, as it urged residents outside the 6-kilometer permanent danger zone to prepare for possible evacuation. Mayon volcano started an infusible eruption at 7:47 last night, meaning slow release of magma at the volcano edifice. That's why we experienced lava flow. It reached more than 1.8 kilometers from the summit, PHIVOLCS Director Teresito Bacalcol said yesterday in a radio interview. Bacalcol said that PHIVOLCS is assessing the situation on a daily basis to see if it warrants raising the alert status to level 4 from the current alert level 3. We are assessing this on a daily basis and we are closely monitoring the parameters. If there are significant dramatic increases, the alert level will be raised to alert level 4, he said. Based on the latest bulletin of PHIVOLCS, lava flow activity from the summit crater of Mayon volcano formed two lobes of lava that in place within 500 meters from the crater and shed lava debris on the Milisi South and Bonga southeastern and Basud eastern gullies that fell within 2 kilometers from the crater. State volcanologists said that the lava flow was accompanied by only weak seismic activity and a slight swelling of the upper portions of the edifice prior to lava flow based on electronic tilt data. According to Bacalcol, there was a decrease in sulfur dioxide emission from 1,205 tons per day the other day. It went down to 642 tons per day yesterday. He also said that the slow release of lava flow indicates that activity of Mayon volcano will persist for several months. If there is a sudden eruption, the explosive eruption may only last until several weeks, but just like what we experienced during the 2014 eruption, the activity persisted for several months, he added. Bacolcol said that concerned local government units should prepare for the evacuation of residents beyond the 6-kilometer danger zone. We are advising residents beyond the 6 kilometers permanent danger zone and those within the 8 kilometers from the summit to prepare anytime just in case we raise the alert level or even we do not see the need, but we still recommend to increase the radius of those to be evacuated. They should be ready, he said. FIVOC said at least 21 weak volcanic earthquakes and 260 rock fault events were recorded in the past 24 hours. Paul Alanis, FIVOC's resident volcanologist at Leon Hill Observatory in Legazpi City, said the eruption is similar to the 2014 eruption pattern that started with a quiet extrusion of lava dome and ended with lava flow. Although the present eruption of Mayon is still a quiet one, we are not yet discounting the possibility that it would proceed to a violent episode similar to the 2018 eruption, Alanis told the Star. More than 14,000 displaced. More than 14,000 individuals have now been preemptively evacuated from within 6-kilometer permanent danger zone of the Mayon volcano in Albay. As of yesterday, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC, said a total of 3,934 families or 14,360 persons have so far been affected. Of the number, 3,782 families or 13,792 persons were served inside 22 different evacuation centers, while 156 families or 584 persons decided to seek temporary shelter elsewhere. The NDRRMC said a total of 80 cities and or municipalities in the Bicol region have been placed under a state of calamity because of Mayon's unrest. To date, more than 20.1 million pesos worth of assistance has been provided to the affected population in terms of food, distilled water, family food packs, family tents, hot meals, hygiene kits, modular tents, rice, socks, and sleeping kits. The NDRRMC has given assurance that it is continuously monitoring the situation as concerned member agencies provide basic needs to affected residents. For its part, the Albay local government clarified it did not order yet any evacuation of residents within the 7-kilometer radius extended danger zone around Mayon. Albay Public Safety and Emergency Management Office Officer in charge Eugene Escobar said only those within the kilometer radius PDZ were ordered to evacuate. No evacuation yet is ordered for those residing inside the 7-kilometer extended danger zone, he told Star. Albay Governor Rex Lacman said Advisory 15, 2023 placed the population inside the 7-kilometer extended danger zone or EDZ under preparedness status and not yet evacuation. Preparedness status means evacuation will be evacuated anytime and should bring with them necessities in the evacuation center, the advisory read. Aid pours in. Help from abroad has started to pour in for residents of Albay province that were displaced by the quiet eruption of Mayon volcano. According to Social Welfare Secretary Rex Gatchalian, the government of United Arab Emirates has donated some 50 tons of different kinds of food items intended for those most affected by the heightening unrest of the volcano. We thank the UAE government and the royal family for their generosity in sending the much-needed humanitarian aid for those affected by Mayon's volcanic activities, he said. Gatchalian noted the food shipment arrived yesterday morning at the Ninoy Aquino International Terminal 2 via Etihad Airways. He added it was UAE Ambassador Mohammed Obaid Salem Al-Qatam Al-Zabi, who requested humanitarian aid from his government. Within 24 hours, UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan immediately ordered the shipment of 50 tons of humanitarian aid to the Philippines. Reminder: the Department of Tourism has issued a reminder to the traveling public to monitor current bulletins and maintain an active awareness of local conditions of Mayon Volcano in Albay, Bicol, and Taal Volcano in Batangas. While tourism activities outside PDC of Mayon Volcano are permitted, caution is advised due to PBOC's advisory indicating a magmatic eruption of the summit lava dome. All human activities, including tourism-related, such as mountain climbing and ATV tours, are strictly prohibited within the PDC, the DOT said. In Taal Lake, boating and other tourism-related activities are also not allowed. However, tourism activities outside the PDC of Taal Volcano are generally considered safe. The DOT emphasizes that individuals and tourism stakeholders living within the concerned areas should refrain from entering identified high-risk areas and stay updated on emergency information and alerts issued by authorities. Notice to Airmen. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines updated the notice to airmen and NOTAM amid the increased volcanic unrest at Mayon, Taal, and Canlaon. NOTAM B-2083/23 was issued for Mayon Volcano on alert level 3 with increased tendency toward hazardous eruption. Flight operations are advised to avoid flying close to volcano summit as ash from sudden eruption can be hazardous to aircraft if sucked by its engine. NOTAM B-2082-23 was issued for Taal Volcano on alert level 1 or low level unrest. Flight operations are advised avoiding flying close to the volcano summit as airborne ash and ballistic fragment from sudden explosions may pose hazard from the surface to 10,000 feet. NOTAM B-2081-23 was issued by Canlaon Volcano effective June 12 at 6:50 a.m. to June 13, 9 a.m. to alert level 1. Abnormal condition. Flight operations are advised to avoid flying close to the volcano summit due to possibility of sudden and hazardous steam-driven or phreatic eruptions that may pose hazard to aircraft. Meanwhile, Philippine Airlines spokesperson Cielo Villaluna said that flights PR-2921, 2922, and PR-2023-2924 from Bicol pushed through. Cebu Pacific also said that its flight to Bicol pushed through with safety precautions. Additional reports from Seth de Matera, Sheila Crisostomo, Rudy Santos, Michael Punumbayan, and Mark Ernest Villesa. Moving on to our next headline. Fund creation proposed to support local onion farmers. Report by Sheila Crisostomo to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. After confirming the presence of an onion cartel in the country, 3 key members of the House of Representatives have proposed the establishment of an Onion Competitiveness Enhancement Fund, or OCEF, for the Philippine onion industry to allow onion farmers to benefit from tariff revenues. Quezon 1st District Rep. Wilfredo Mark Enverga, Marikina City and 2nd District Rep. Stella Luz Bimbo, and Ako Bicol Party List Rep. Elizalde Co. have filed House Bill 8462, which proposes to set up the fund to support local farmers and boost their production efficiency. In the long run, the farmers will become sufficiently capacitated to compete globally, according to the three lawmakers. Enverga and Kimbo led the inquiry of the House Committee on Agriculture and Food into the onion smuggling and cartel in the country. After 9 marathon meetings, the panel confirmed that the Philippine Vegetable Exporters and Vendors Association Philippines Incorporated group of companies owned by Lilia or Leia Cruz was the main player in the onion cartel in the country. The panel reported that Cruz, tagged as Sibuyas Queen, was behind the record high prices of onions that reached 720 per kilo late last year, along with other firms that conspired in creating an artificial shortage. HB 84626 explanatory note stated that in December last year, retail prices of onions in the country peaked at 500 to 800 per kilo, costing even more than meat. This put the country on the map with the most expensive onions in the world, the bill read. It underscored that prices of onions contributed significantly to the 8.7% inflation rate last January, the highest in 14 years. By May, onion prices declined but continued to remain high at 150 to 200 peso per kilo, which is 87.5% higher than prices in May last year. Underscoring this, the bill seeks to set up the OCEF to support the development of the sector to its full potential as a driver of growth in the Philippine agricultural sector. The bill stated that all proceeds from the tariff from import of onions shall be set aside and earmarked by Congress for the development and support of programs that will benefit onion farmers. Such support shall include onion farming outputs and equipment, production technology, farm gate prices, credits, crop protection, storage and cold storage facilities, extension services, and market information dissemination, among others. Topping the headlines for this morning is the price increases on petroleum products. Diesel up by 1 peso 40 centavos, gas higher by 1 peso 20 centavos, report by Richmond Mercurio to the Philippine Star. Oil companies are raising pump prices by more than 1 peso per liter, 1 peso per liter today, following a rollback last week. The prices of gasoline will go up by 1 peso 20 centavos per liter, diesel by 1 peso 40 centavos, and kerosene by 1 peso 30 centavos per liter. The adjustments will take effect at 6 a.m. today for most companies except for Caltex, which implemented the adjustment at 12:01 a.m. and Clean Fuel, which will implement it by 4:01 p.m. Oil Industry Management Bureau Assistant Director Rodelia Romero attributed the global oil price increase to Saudi Arabia cutting its output in July by 1 million barrels per day. The upward price adjustments this week, which reflect movement in the international oil market, come after price rollbacks were implemented last week. Gasoline and kerosene prices had been reduced last week by 60 centavos per liter, while the price of diesel was cut by 30 centavos per liter. This resulted in a year-to-date net decrease of 5 peso 35 centavos per liter for diesel and 7 peso 35 centavo per liter for kerosene, based on data from the Department of Energy. Gasoline has year-to-date net increase of 5 peso and 50 centavos per liter. Moving on, with our global updates. Pope steadily recovering from surgery, doctors. Reports by Agence France Press to the Philippine Star. Rome, Italy. Pope Francis' recovery from his recent hernia operation was steady, his doctors said Sunday. Francis underwent a 3-hour operation at the Gemelli Hospital in Rome on Wednesday, the latest health procedure for the 86-year-old leader of the Catholic Church. The doctor said the Pope does not have a fever and has completed respiratory physiotherapy. He had lunch with those assisting him in his convalescence, including doctors, nurses, and members of the Vatican Gendarmerie. All papal audiences have been cancelled until June 18 to give the pontiff time to recover, but the Pope returned to work from his hospital room on Friday. Francis was suffering from hernia on the site of a scar from previous surgery. Wednesday's operation saw him placed under general anesthesia as the abdominal wall was repaired with a surgical mesh. Next, for our global updates, Trump lawyer. Docs were declassified or mementos. Report from Michael Maltese from Agence France Press to the Philippine Star. Washington, United States. Donald Trump's indictment on federal charges of mishandling secret documents is a politically motivated prosecution based on declassified files and personal mementos. One of the ex-president's lawyers argued Sunday, days before his scheduled arraignment in a Florida court. Trump is facing 37 charges, including violations of the Espionage Act, making false statements, and conspiracy regarding his mishandling of classified material, the most serious legal jeopardy the rebellious Republican has faced. His arraignment is set for Tuesday at the federal court in Miami. His lawyer, Alina Haba, argued Trump had done nothing wrong and would not take a plea deal to minimize fallout from the case as he seeks his party's nomination for the 2024 election. He would never admit guilt because there was nothing wrong with declassifying documents. Haba told talk show Fox News Sunday. This is completely politically motivated. It's election interference at its best. Hamba also portrayed Trump's opposition to federal agents searching and seizing materials in his Mar-a-Lago home as frustration over officials going through his personal effects. He has every right to have classified documents that he classified, things that are mementos, things that he has a right to take, she said. So if I'm someone with documents that I have a right to have as the president who left the White House, do I want people rummaging through my personal items? No. But the U.S. Attorney General under Trump, one-time ally Bill Barr, said his former boss faces solid counts filed by the Department of Justice and that Trump is not a victim of a witch hunt, as the former leader repeatedly insists. The idea that the president has complete authority to declare any document personal is ridiculous, Barr told Fox. If even half the indictment is true, then his toast, Barr added. It's very, very damning. Still a secret. The charges each carry up to 20 years in prison. In its indictment, the Justice Department described evidence including an audio recording from a July 2021 meeting that Trump, who was no longer president, had an author, a publisher, and two of his staff, none of whom had U.S. security clearance, in which Trump showed them what he called a secret and highly confidential document. This is a secret information. See, as president, I could have classified it according to the indictment. Now I can't, but this is still a secret. A defiant Trump attended Republican events Saturday, telling a GOP convention on North Carolina that legal attack against him was being waged by crazy lunatics. The baseless indictment of me by Biden administration's weaponized Department of Justice will go down as among the most horrific abuses of power in the history of our country, he said. The twice impeached Trump, who turned 77 Wednesday, handily leads the Republican race to see who will challenge President Joe Biden in 2024. An ABC Ipsos poll released Sunday highlighted the country's political polarization over the indictment, finding that 48% of Americans think Trump should have been charged, while 47% believe the charges are politically motivated. The poll of 910 random U.S. adults in the aftermath of the indictment also shows a solid majority, 61%, find the charges very or somewhat serious, while 28% say the charges are not too serious or not serious at all. His campaign announced Sunday that the former president plans to make remarks at his golf club in New Jersey Tuesday evening after the arraignment, some 1,300 miles or 2,000 kilometers away from the courthouse in Miami. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez said the city will have a press conference Monday to address security surrounding Trump's court appearance. All Miamians will be able to express their First Amendment rights, he told Fox, adding, "We're going to make sure that there's no disorder." Updates on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Zaporizhia residents brave gray skies and driving rain to visit the banks of the Dnipro, not to relax in riverside bars and resorts, but to contemplate a sea of mud. When the Kakhovka Dam was breached last week, in what Kiev and its allies believed was an act of Russian sabotage, the river level upstream dropped dramatically. In the city of Zaporizhia, a sandy beach now gives way to a stinking mud flat, and sightseers have been left to survey the damage 15 months before had dealt to their environment. Despite the devastation, the riverside is still a place of contemplation for some, like 32-year-old Andrei Yasenko, who was walking alone, sweeping the mud with his metal detector. Reports by Agence France Press to the Philippine Star. Moving on to our regional updates. Quezon City gets clean audit remark from COA anew. Reports by Elizabeth Marcelo to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte yesterday welcomed a positive remark or unqualified opinion from the Commission on Audit in connection with the local government's financial statements for 2022. For the third straight year, we are fortunate to receive such kind of honor from COA. This is a testament to our honest governance and good housekeeping when it comes to public funds, Belmonte said in Filipino during the commemoration of the country's 125th Independence Day at City Hall. The COA had explained that an unmodified opinion, also referred to as an unqualified opinion, is issued when the state auditor finds that the financial statements submitted by an agency are, in all material respects, truthful and in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. A modified or qualified opinion, on the other hand, is issued when the auditor finds that the financial statements as a whole are not free from material misstatement, and therefore the auditor shall include qualified adverse and disclaimer of opinion remarks in the audit report. Belmonte was informed of the city government's clean audit remark during a courtesy visit by the COA QC supervising auditor Joseph Perez. Perez said the city government's financial statements have met the applicable financial reporting framework following extensive scrutiny by the audit body. We would not have achieved this remark if not for the hard work and honesty of our employees. This recognition is for all of you, Belmonte said. She personally received from Perez a copy of the COA's annual audit report for 2022. The transmittal of the audit report was witnessed by City Administrator Michael Alimuro, Secretary to the Mayor Ricardo Belmonte Jr., and Chief of Staff Rowena Macatao. The full copy of the 2022 AAR of the QC government has yet to be posted on the COA website. Aside from the audit of the agency's financial statements, an AAR also contains an audit of the city government's performance for the whole year, including compliance with laws, rules, as well as observance of the principles of economy, efficiency, and effectiveness when it comes to its implementation of its programs, projects, and other relevant transactions, including procurements. CIDG nabs crime ring boss in Tondo. Report by Ralph Edwin Villanueva to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. An alleged leader of a crime ring was arrested by operatives of the Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, or CIDG, in Tondo, Manila, over the weekend. Alan Gonzalez, 44, was nabbed along with his cohort Francis Cabrera Jr., 23, in an entrapment operation along Mel Lopez Boulevard, according to CIDG Director Brigadier General Romeo Caramat Jr. Police said they recovered from the suspect a 38 caliber handgun, a homemade pen gun, ammunition, and 4,000 pesos in marked money. The suspects are being held by the CIDG field office in Manila. Police said charges of violating Republic Act 10591 or the Comprehensive Firearms Ammunition Regulation Act would be filed against the suspects. And topping off our regional updates, more ASF cases detected in Negros Occidental. Report by Gilbert Bayoran for the Philippine Star. Bacolod City, Philippines. More hog deaths caused by African swine fever were reported in Negros Occidental yesterday, with new ASF cases detected in Silay City. Silay Mayor Judith Gallego said the cases were detected in two hogs that came from the villages of Patag and Ginhalaran. As of Sunday, the city had recorded 132 swine deaths. Hog deaths due to ASF were also reported earlier in the cities of Bacolod and Victorias, as well as in the town of Pulupandan. Gallegos said the hog fatalities due to swine diseases have decreased the number of pigs brought to the city's slaughterhouse from 80 to 40 per day. In a nearby San Enrique town, the hog population was almost wiped out due to cholera and other swine diseases. As of Sunday, pig fatalities in San Enrique had reached 2,671, or 99.22% of the 2,692 hog population, according to a report of the Provincial Veterinary Office. Hog deaths in Negros Occidental rose to 12,139, or 9.26% of the total swine population. The figure was collated from the 126 affected barangays comprising 16 local government units. San Enrique Mayor Gilson Tumilara said the municipal government has allocated 2 million pesos in financial assistance to affected hog raisers. Tumilara said to ASF, no ASF cases were reported in his town. He said the hog deaths were due to hog cholera and other swine diseases. The city of Bago topped the list of areas with the most number of hog deaths with 2,264, followed by Valladolid with 2,132, Pontevedra with 1,204, EB Magalona with 908, and Pulupandan with 803. And capping off our updates for today, June 13, Tuesday, so report or update on sports with the NBA Finals. Heat's love says it ain't over despite 3-1 deficit versus Denver, reports by Agence France Press to the Philippine Star. Denver. The odds are stacked against the Miami Heat as they head into Monday's Game 5, Tuesday, Manila time, of the NBA Finals, trailing 3-1 to the Denver Nuggets. But one member of the team knows full well that all is not yet lost. Heat power forward Kevin Love was part of the Cleveland Cavaliers team that fought back from 3-1 down to the best of 7 championship series to beat the Golden State Warriors and capture the 2016 title. Love put up 9 points and claimed 14 rebounds in Game 7, helping the Cavs become the first and so far only team to rally from a 3-1 finals deficit. The 34-year-old five-time NBA All-Star said the lessons of that comeback are clear for Miami. Naturally, when your back is up against the wall, you start to look for answers, solutions. But we're a team that, as you know, has been super resilient, he said. We understand that it's every possession, it's one game. I know that's something that is cliche. And everybody says, but again, we feel like if we come out, have a good start Monday, play extremely hard, and give ourselves a chance and take it back to Miami, that is right where we want to be. Love suggested the pressure is on the Nuggets as they seek to secure their first ever championship and avoid another trip back to South Florida. It is one of those things where a close-out game is the hardest game of the series. Always, he said. Game 5 is always a tough game in the series if you can push it there. Love, Love has had other things on his mind. Friday's loss, however, and he traveled separately to Denver as his wife Kate Book gave birth on Saturday. Definitely need to get some rest now and get some sleep, he said. Everybody is happy and healthy. While the Heat mantra since Friday's 108-95 defeat has emphasized the team's habit of bouncing back from losses and team spirit, Miami will clearly need to work out how to stop Denver more effectively and be more productive on offense. Open threes. In Game 3, 30-point triple doubles from the pairing of Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic drove too much for Miami. While they limited that deadly pairing on Friday, the Nuggets took advantage elsewhere. Aaron Gordon and Bruce Brown did the damage while the Nuggets were masterful in nullifying the threat from Miami shooters. Starters Max Struss and Gabe Vincent shot just 1 of 10 from the field and didn't make any of their 7 3-point attempts, with the Nuggets strictly limiting the number of open threes. We need to do a better job just overall with our offense. Some of the details and how we can shift their defense, said Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra. They definitely made an adjustment to try to stay at home on 3-point shooters. It's not the first time we have faced that. I think that's a great compliment to them and how important they are to our defense. We just have to do better. There's certain things that I thought we did great in Game 3, and then there's different things we did great in Game 4. We just need to put it all together. It might not be perfect, but put some more things together, but are in our strength zones, even against what they are trying to get accomplished. Heat star Jimmy Butler said he took responsibility for the lack of open threes. I have to do a better job of getting guys open, whether it be off the screen or off my attacks, to make sure our shooters get the shots they normally get, he said. All the film that we watch, we've got to find ways to do it. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy when you're in the finals. They are paying attention to us as much as we are paying attention to them. But we've got to be able to do it if we want to win. We want to win, so we'll figure it out. So that concludes our global updates and our updates for today, news updates for today. And here again is the summary of our news updates for today, June 13, Tuesday. Mayon begins spewing lava. Fund creation proposed to support local onion farmers. Diesel up by 1 peso 40 centavos and gas higher by 1 peso 20 centavos. Pope steadily recovering from surgery. Doctors. Trump lawyer. Dogs were declassified or mementos. And updates on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Quezon City gets clean audit remark from COA anew. CIDG nabs crime ring boss in Tondo. More ASF cases detected in Negros Occidental. And finally, in sports, Heat's love says it ain't over despite 3-1 deficit versus Denver. Time check is 6:35. So, shoutout lang po sa mga nag-join ngayong umaga. Kay Ate Julie Santos, good morning. Kay Brother Nap Ferrer is also watching. Good morning po, bro. Sister Mavi Jimenez, good morning po sa lahat. Good morning din sa iyo, Sister. Grace Bernales is also watching. Good morning, Grace. And Brother Eric Taniedo, good morning sa inyong lahat nag-join ngayong umaga. And sa mga TikTok friends natin, Angelica Villaret. Thank you for watching. Si Peter Tenser, thanks for watching. And Retro PH, thanks for joining me this morning with TikTok. And for tomorrow, Wednesday, we have our regular programming with Agri-Talakayan. That is with Kuya Eric and with our experts, Kape and Kapets. So don't forget to join us tomorrow, Wednesday, for Agri-Talakayan. I'll be coming up with an invitation later today to remind those who would want to join us in the discussion tomorrow. And again, thank you very much. Mag-iingat po sila, makulimlim ang panahon. Don't forget to bring your umbrella, your raincoats for today para po iwas sa sakit. And don't forget also to eat healthy and take your vitamins. Have our vitamin supplements. And for those who are into probiotics, highly recommending Equilibrium Probiotic, which would be bought at the shed in Geta Road. That's near College of the Holy Spirit. Mura-mura lang po yung Equilibrium Probiotics. So please visit the shed and you could check the different variants of Equilibrium Probiotics. Depende po sa inyong pangangailangan. I guess that's it. Thank you very much again, and God bless.